The gods helped me pick out my Starbucks coffee today. This to somebody like me, living in the barren grounds of the north of Norway, where the bones of small birches are my coven, where the ground feels like the final ground of Ragnarok, where the reindeer, like Valkyries, fights for the survival of wisdom, where the cold winds blow through my soul for it to become a passageway for the ancestors of these lands and their craft, so that I can try and do my best to keep it alive, is utter fiction. But what worries me is that the body, mind and soul of many will still absorb that fiction. Urkraft, the craft of the land, has become a joke to many, where it should have been sacred and personal as the raw relationship with the land itself. One moment of instant gratification is all the fiction witchcraft is after, but witchcraft has never been one moment. Witchcraft has never been a performative connection. You see, in the vast tundra of silence, the herds of thoughts and feelings can roam freely in the dusts of the winds and graze the pastures of the old ways, encountering literally nothing to disturb them. On these grounds, witchcraft can be found in every nook and cranny, where it can rage, cry, howl, weep, and sing. There is no sanctuary that is safe, and witchcraft needs to thread over vast, empty spaces to release its purpose and nourish the human soul. But sadly, there are not many human souls up here that have come to drink the meads of these grounds in order to surrender all but their witchcraft, knowing that the reward will be in one single spark of snow that one day will blink at the eye of a future brother or sister roaming the same grounds. In that spark of snow, they will see it all. They will see the elemental forces conjured by the hands of all the ones who came before. And with a smile on their face, a tear in their heart, and a river in their soul, all around them there will be only cold and barren mountains. You will not see trails of sparks coming from the end of our wands, but you might see the snow blizzards we conjured glittering under the polar lights. You will not hear us casting spells in languages we have never spoken, pretending we can use an unknown language in a spell cast. But you might hear our circular melodies humming tracks of wolves, bears and reindeer we have indeed walked and known. You will not see us wave our thami like an orchestra conductor of a piece of music we have never written and couldn't replicate. You will see us using our worn knives to cut roots and prune natural plants for sustainment and for our craft, and our axes to cut the wood, conjuring the fire that will keep us alive on these unforgiving terrains, and giving thanks to the fire giants for another day of survival of our body and craft. You will not see us dancing naked because our senses taught us the reality of the elemental force. sources, because we will never trivialize the ancestral tracks where plants, animals, rocks and weather do actually determine our shelter and food, our life and death. You will not see us flying on besoms, hexing the moon, the stars, the fairies, because like lifting snow, we do not dare to confront the ground. We swirl and levitate over the trajectories of the reindeer and the ancestors to gain the wisdom erupting from those trails. You see, the need to appear is all-consuming. It's a salivating monster that blurs the sight. We have fought for that sight, and now we are that solitary reindeer positioned on the periphery of the earth with blue snowflakes on his fur. He is there for a reason. Sight and vision are everything when you're crossing the wild terrain of life and witchcraft. There is nothing strange about him other than the miracle of walking barefoot the frozen grounds where every track left in the snow is a well of precious knowledge, other than the miracle of being brutally attacked by an ocean eagle and still be there fighting for life, knowledge, experience and wisdom, other than the miracle of letting go and disappearing in the dusts of snow in search of experiences that cannot be discarded when the going gets tough. In a world probably imaginary to many but very real to his feet and senses, where he has learned that real wisdom, the real craft, begins falling to the ground down, where the hardness of experience can be found. You see, the migration of the reindeer across the tundra begins with one step. Mirrors of self-reflections will never allow you that first step towards a sincere craft. You need that vastness in front of you. Should our paths ever cross, you will see me standing there at the periphery of the herd, where the migration of witchcraft can be silently and humbly propelled again towards the vastness, towards the sacredness of life and land, where we simply are, move and do, living the uneven terrain of our life migration as a way of worship.
Come walk with me down the only road we know. Come talk with me, stay and watch the day grow. I've been waiting for the moment to arrive. Come stand with me down under the stars at night. Come look with me from where I stand. You can see most everything. And I've been waiting for the moment to arrive. I was waiting for the moment to arrive. I was waiting for the moment to arrive. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Stop everything in your arms, in your armor. And the time it takes is eternally, but it's time we thought about it. And you feel the ocean side in the fall. There's a cool wind coming down, and we were waiting for the